Hello everyone. Today's video I'm going to talk about the fact that you're probably setting your goals wrong. As simple as it may sound to just set goals and just go for them, there are better ways of doing it. And today I want to talk about SMART goals, which is a concept I actually learned in school when I was studying GCSE PE about 2 years ago. And I realized that this is applicable in every goal you set in any area of life. So yeah, I hope this is useful. So what does SMART stand for? It stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. That's what you have to take into account when creating the goal. So what does specific mean? Your goal has to be, it can't just be very broad and you have to be able to know exactly what it is. For example, it could be doing 30 pull-ups in a row or 20 pull-ups in a row, something like that. It has to be something specific. Usually will have like a number, like, or doing a certain amount of laps around a place in 2 minutes, or something that has very specific values. This also doesn't have to be fitness. It could be business, like make a certain amount of money, but it has to be specific, like 10,000 in 3 months, something like that. That's very useful because it's much easier to track your progress. Moving on to the next one, measurable, which is exactly what I was talking about. You can track it. It has to be something you can track. If it's doing something in a certain amount of time, you can time that thing with a stopwatch. So you can track it that way. If it's linked to money, you obviously can track the number of reps you do by just counting. That's obvious. So yeah, just something that is measurable, because it will allow you to keep track of your progress, which can be motivating, and also see if you're maybe behind in your progress or at a good pace to reach your goal in time. Next thing is achievable. So obviously, something I'll talk about later, the goal should be quite challenging, because that's what will motivate you to get there. And if you just like do this basic thing, you're like, it's not a big deal. It has to be something that really is rewarding and will be tough, and at points you'll want to quit. In my opinion, that's the best way to set goals like that. But at the same time, it has to be something realistic, something that's actually achievable, and you're not just saying make like 10 million in a day or something if you're just broke now or something like that. So yeah, next thing is, it has to be relevant. It has to be something that, well, you want to do, something that you can do in that moment. I'm not really sure how to explain this one, but it just, if you're setting that goal, I guess it's probably relevant to you. So yeah, just make sure it is. Finally, it has to be time bound, which means you should set a deadline to complete the goal. I was saying before, like making 10K in 3 months. There's that deadline, and you can check maybe halfway through the deadline, how are you with that progress, to see if you need to go any quicker, stuff like that. So yeah, that's basically SMART goals. That's all it is. And it might just sound stupid or just simple now, might not sound worth it, but try it with the next goal you set and really try to reach that goal. And I think if you implement it in all areas, it will be useful. It allows you to set very clear goals, which you'll remember. And finally, I also wanted to add, you could turn the SMART into smarter. So smarter would include exciting, the goal to be exciting. And what this basically means is what I was talking about before, about it being achievable, but you also want it to be exciting, something challenging which really pushes yourself to complete it, something that maybe something that people don't think you can achieve, but you know you can, something that really motivates you to get there. even though you might not always have the motivation, but it's exciting. And finally, this is something very simple. The R stands for recorded, and you should basically just write down your goal because it will make you more accountable for it. Even if you can have like in a sheet of paper and just post it put it somewhere you look at quite often, it will really make you obsess over the goal, which is a good thing, and you'll be more inclined to pursuing it and achieving it. So yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. It's just something that came to my mind about goal setting, which, yeah, it's a good piece of information. I personally have used it in some of my goals and it has worked pretty well. And I hope it also does for you guys. So yeah, thank you for watching.